Hi, and welcome back to Hawk Talk. I'm Coulter Hickok.
And I'm Ellie Hanser.
And today is our last show before we take a little bit of a Christmas break. And so with that, we have our very special guest, Susanna Moberg. So please say who you are, what you do at DSU, and just anything you got going on in your life right now.
Great. Well, my name is, like Coulter said, Susanna Moberg. I'm from Dickinson, and I'm an English education major. I student teach in the spring, so that's kind of why I had to wrap up early with Hawk Talk. Yeah, that's kind of me.
And where are you student teaching at?
So I'll student teach in South Hart, North Dakota.
Okay.
I have 2 classes of 8th graders, 2 classes of 10th graders, a class of 11th, and a class of 12th.
Jeez.
Wow.
Got a lot of kiddos.
Wow.
They're pretty great.
That is really exciting.
Yeah.
And what kind of made you choose to work with high schoolers? I mean, it's a risky one.
Yeah, so I have been a camp counselor at Badlands Ministries for quite a few years. And so I knew I liked little kids, but I liked them for like a week, and then I liked giving them back to their parents. So I knew like I wanted to go into education, but I knew probably littles was not where I was called to be.
Yeah.
I just like high schoolers or the older kids. I like those 7th, 8th graders too, because you get to have like more discussion with them, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like, I'm not teaching you how to read. I'm teaching you what to do with the information you've read, and like, let's critically think about it, and like being able to have discussions with them. So
Yeah.
that's kind of why I picked the older kids, is because you get to dig more into the material rather than just cover the surface level.
Okay, so say, here we are. You don't get the option to be an English teacher. Would you rather teach science or math?
Oof.
Oh my. Actually, this is a pretty easy one,
Okay.
because I was a chemistry major when I first started in school, and then I was a nursing major, and then I was going to switch to chemistry education, and then I eventually chose English education. So, science is what I would pick.
Wow,
So
exciting.
your plans after graduation, so like coming back to just talking about school and all that, what are your plans like directly after graduation? Do you have a specific job that's already set for you, or do you have to kind of like throw out some jobs and hopefully you catch one?
Yeah, so I've been applying to some jobs down in the Nashville area. My aunt and uncle live in Nashville, and I only have 2 cousins, like 2 biological cousins, and so I've never lived in the same place as them before, and they live in Nashville, so I just think it would be really cute. They're 13 and 11 years younger than me, so I think it would be cute to be able to go to their soccer games and their gymnastics meets and things like that. So I've applied for a few jobs, but I haven't really started looking seriously, because most places don't start looking for teachers until January. So right now, I will go back to the Bible camp and kind of get them started with their summer as the acting co-program director, I guess. And then once they're good to go, start moving down, looking for an apartment, and moving to that area. So that's my plan right now.
Wow, that is so exciting. Are you ready to be back in
Wow.
like the warm?
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, my hair does not do well in humidity, so that will probably be a disaster, but I'm excited for like sunshine. And right now, all you need is like a sweatshirt in Tennessee, and I'm like, what a life it will be when I don't have to like bundle up every day in my huge jacket. So yes, I'm excited to experience something a lot different than where I'm from. So it'll be a new adventure.
Yeah.
Gonna get ready to like see some like sights down there, like I know Graceland's down there, the home of Elvis Presley, so you're gonna see little sights when you're down there, get a little country twang in you, or what?
Yes, and we went as a family to Nashville a few years ago. My dad presented at a conference, so we just all went with him and did some sightseeing. So I already know I love the area. I already know that there's some places I want to go back and explore some more. Like Dolly World is down there.
Ooh.
What? Could I meet Dolly Parton? Yes. So I'm excited to go do the sightseeing stuff. And I don't know if I'll stay down there forever or if I'll just go for a little while. I'd love to end up back here eventually. So just a little, something a little different to experience life on my own a little bit and come back.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think you know what time it is. Do you know what time it is?
No,
Well, I think it's time to play a little Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? So you know how this works. You've been a host on here. You've asked the
Ready.
questions. Remember Archipelago?
Oh my gosh, archipelago, as I tried to say it in my head 8 times.
So we already talked about it's Christmas trivia. You got this. So Ellie, you are going to keep the clock for 1 minute. And as soon as I'm done saying the first question, that's when the time will start. You ready?
Great, I think that I'm ready.
All right, you sure?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
All right. So, in A Christmas Carol, how many ghosts appear before Ebenezer Scrooge? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
3.
Incorrect, it's 4. What made Frosty the Snowman begin to dance around? A button nose, a corncob pipe, an old silk hat, or 2 eyes made out of coal?
The hat.
Correct. In what modern country was the real St. Nicholas born? Jerusalem, Turkey, Egypt, or Uzbekistan?
Turkey.
Correct. In How the Grinch Stole Christmas, how many sizes did the Grinch's heart grow? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
3.
Correct. Where was Mommy kissing Santa Claus? Under the mistletoe, the rooftop, under the stairs, or in the kitchen? Where would you usually kiss somebody?
Under the mistletoe.
Correct.
I was going to try and sing the song. That's gonna take
Name
it.
the gifts the wise men brought to baby Jesus.
Gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
Correct. Where was the last state in the United States to declare Christmas a national holiday? Texas, Oklahoma, North Dakota, or Wyoming?
Texas.
It's Oklahoma. Which company was responsible with the look of the red and white for Santa Claus? Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Macy's, or Sears and Roebuck?
Macy's.
Incorrect, it's Coca-Cola. What is Seth's favorite Christmas movie? A Christmas Story, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Love Actually, or Elf?
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Incorrect, it's Elf. What is Seth's favorite Christmas song? All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey, Mistletoe by Justin Bieber, Little Drummer Boy by Bing Crosby and David Bowie, or Believe by Josh Groban?
Mistletoe by Justin Bieber.
Ding, 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 you are correct.
Woo.
Did you keep track of how many she got right or wrong?
All of them, I think. If we
You had
round
four-
up.
4 wrong is all, but those were some of the harder questions.
That's true.
They were more trivia based.
Yeah, I don't really think those were Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader. I just kind of made a little trivia, but
I liked it.
For us Christmas buffs out there.
Christmas. I
Those
say
are
I'm a
hard.
Christmas buff, but really I'm like,
Yeah.
I know that snow falls and I know that Santa comes. That's all I know
Exactly.
about
Yeah,
Christmas.
that's all
but,
that really matters.
You know, whatever.
exactly.
Okay.
Gosh.
So, bringing things back in, I mean, that was a good game. You did great.
Thank
that
you.
was a hard one.
Thank you. I don't know how people do this every week. Like, I sit there and I'm like, you guys are not getting the questions right. But it's like a little stressful, I'm not going to lie, to have those questions
4
like,
eyes
coming
on
at
you,
you. I know, and everyone's looking and like, I was
Yeah.
a little panicked
Yeah.
about those questions. But
Okay, so bring it back in again. We got a little off topic. It's easy to, but you have done so much for the community of Dickinson as well as Dickinson State University, and
So much.
It has not gone
Literally so
unnoticed.
much.
Yeah, I mean, you've been student body president for the last 2 years, and before that, you were a secretary and just a general senator. You're involved in your student education groups, TR scholar, very active in that. I know you're leading a lot of stuff for Yuletime right now.
Yep.
And you also sing the national anthem. I mean, we've all heard it. You have a voice of an angel. It sounds
cried.
great.
I've cried.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But there has to be something that has pushed you to be this active in the community. I mean, can you name it really, or?
I think it's just watching my parents be involved in the community, if that makes sense. Like, my dad sits on a lot of boards of different things, like the Best Friends Mentoring Program and the Dickinson Area Concert Association. And so I just saw my parents like getting involved in the community and being active. And I just kind of knew that, well, obviously I wanted to be like my parents because they're pretty cool people. But also I just like being able to give back a little bit, like, helping out. And I was always involved in student council in school, so that was something I knew I wanted to do once I got to college. And everything else, I like to give back. I like to get involved. I like to be part of my school and the community because I love this place and these people so much. So that's kind of why my parents are my biggest role model for that, but just my love of this place made me want to get back to it a little bit.
That's
Right.
awesome.
Yeah, and it, like we said before, it has not gone unnoticed, and you're just so well known in the community. I mean, I think everyone knows the Mobergs, but I mean,
Oh my gosh. Well, we all look the same, so if you know one of us, you know all of us.
I was
pretty
going to
much.
bring that up just because my first day here at DSU, I thought I was seeing double because you were at convocation and then I see both Abigail and then Hillary, and I'm just like, am I seeing triple? Am I seeing double? I'm not 100% sure.
Yep.
It's a little crazy. A little crazy.
My favorite thing is like people I've known my whole life who still just call me Moberg because they at least know that they'll get that part right, and then they kind of let it figure out. Like once you start talking, you're like, oh, you're a senior, so you must be Susanna. Like they piece it together in the conversation, but it's funny. Like you see it on their eyes, and they're like, oh, Moberg, and you can just tell they have no clue which one you're talking to. Or like my sister's teachers will talk to me sometimes about stuff in class. Like I had one of my sister's science teachers was like, oh, don't forget about this lab, like blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, I have to remember that. And then I called Abigail and I was like, okay, your teacher wants you to know that you have this lab coming up. So so many people do it. You're,
Yeah.
you're not
Yeah.
alone.
So you've been on Hawk Talk now for a year and a half. I know you got to leave and go on to bigger, better things, but what is your career moment? Like, what is your favorite thing that you've ever experienced on Hawk Talk? Your favorite question? What is it?
Oh my gosh, that's a tough question. I think my favorite like career moment from Hawk Talk was just like Blue Hawk Game Day and getting to be a part of that new branch that I hope continues growing and thriving. I think my favorite question, well, I love all the funny questions because I like getting to know the guests we have on the show on kind of a
Right.
more personal level. But I think my favorite question is just, what does DSU mean to you? Because it's so fun, I think, to hear like how everyone's answers are different but kind of the same. Like DSU means so much to so many people, so it's just fun to hear those answers, I guess. So that's my favorite
Well,
question.
funny you bring that up because I hear Ellie's got a question for you.
Yeah, and it's time. We're
gosh.
kind of getting towards the end of the show here, and now we finally get to ask you. I mean, you've asked it for the last year and a half, but what does DSU mean to you?
Well, it's pretty cliche because everyone says it, but DSU really does mean family. Like, it is amazing how people can come from all over the country, all over the world, and come here and through sports, through academics, through extracurriculars, just meet these people that really do become like family to them. Like, you know, I met two girls singing karaoke at Welcome Weekend my freshman year, and now we live together and we're best friends. So, you know, it's just amazing how all these people can come together and become a family. And especially for me, like my dad works here and both my sisters go here, so it's just so much fun to get to not only be part of the bigger Blue Hawk family, but to be part of like my own mini Blue Hawk family within that. So everyone says it, but it really is true. DSU definitely means family.
Of course. But now is the time. So you have this camera, you have this camera. Now is your time. You can thank whoever you want. So don't be afraid. Just say whatever.
Gosh,
comes to,
this is a time where
whatever
we should have
comes to the
brought the
heart.
Kleenexes because I'm just too emotionally fragile for this kind of thing. But I guess I just want to thank you, my parents, obviously, for encouraging me to come to DSU. I wouldn't have made these connections if I hadn't come to such a small, closely knit community. I want to thank Seth and Ty for believing that I could do this, even though I knew nothing about sports before I started the show. I've learned so much, and I've gotten to meet so many cool people, and now I can watch football and understand what's happening. So it's just like this really amazing thing that's happening for me. And I want to thank you guys for being willing to take this on. And you know, it's kind of a daunting task to get in front of the camera every week, but I want to thank you guys for just keeping this tradition going, keeping the legacy going. And I'll stop there before I start to get emotional.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Susanna. Thank you for everything that you have done. Thank you through everything that you will do along with your teaching career. And with that, we'll be right back with another familiar face.
Hey guys, it's Tyler with Immovable Ministries here, and I'm so excited to be able to be the sponsor for this year's Hawk Talk. If you'd like to find out more about Immovable Ministries, you can visit our website at immovableministries.com.
Hi, and welcome back to this week's episode of Hawk Talk. Coulter and I just realized that we forgot to mention, we are all wearing Christmas sweaters. It's a little bit of a Christmas theme this week.
We are, yeah.
Yeah, we are pretty excited about what we're wearing.
Susanna had the best one though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Susanna had the most put together outfit. I will give it to her.
Yes.
Yeah, it was very Christmassy. As you can see, we have a very special guest here. We have Seth Moore-Kirky. I mean, how does it feel to be sitting here instead of over here? Is it a little different?
Yeah, it's really, really, really weird, I should say. I was thinking about like the questions I was going to ask this one, and then I was like, I'm not asking questions.
Yeah.
I got nervous, like I was, because everybody always asks me, like, can you tell me the questions you're going to ask me? Can I look at it before? And I say no, because you have
Yeah.
to do it on the spot. And now I know what they feel like. So I'm sorry to the people that I've done that, but I'm not actually that sorry.
But that's what makes it fun.
So it makes it fun.
Can you go ahead and tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you do here at DSU?
Yeah, I'm Seth Morkirky. I'm from Gillette, Wyoming, by way of Conrad, Montana. That's the only time I'll mention Montana. Wyoming is the better state. What else do I have to say? I work at the DSU Heritage Foundation now. I graduated last December with a communications degree. Played football here for 5 years, so was kind of did a couple things here at DSU.
Yeah. And so you've really kind of switched roles from last year, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So last year around this time, you were just
I was
still.
getting ready to. Actually, I was getting ready to be the commencement speaker at this time.
Yeah, that is
I
right.
was finishing my career of college. I'm actually going back to get my master's in entrepreneurship starting next semester. So
Not much of
I
a
don't know
break.
what I'm doing, but yeah, I'm going back to school for some reason. But yeah, I'm off into the corporate world, I guess, as they would say, and I'm working for the Heritage Foundation.
Yep. And then what is your job title there?
The annual fundraiser there, so I get to ask people to donate for scholarship dollars, ask people to give towards any program. Basically, I do focus a little more towards athletics, just because I have a familiarity with that. But then I'm also on the other side of things with fine arts and the TR program. So, I mean, really, at a small school like DSU, you have to be able to promote any program, and you have to be able to talk about any program. So, I'm lucky and I'm thankful that I got to go to school here for that reason. So, I do all that.
So how was that transition? You know, I mean, going from just being a worker's aide, right, for the Heritage Foundation to having a actual role, an actual job title there. And
Yeah, I would say it was the transition was more weird coming from college into the corporate world. I wouldn't say it's because, or that it was weird going to the Heritage Foundation. It was just more weird not being a student or not being an athlete, because I think I'd been a student and I'd been in sports for like 16 or 17 years or something like that. So that was the weirdest thing. But the transition to the Heritage Foundation, Ty did such a great job bringing me in. Actually, Ty and all the ladies did such a great job bringing me in. And I'm just lucky to be working there right out of college to get an opportunity. Never saw it coming. Never thought I would do it. But I mean, I tell people all the time, I never really knew what an annual fundraiser was. I thought people just gave their money as they felt like they needed to give it to the school, but now I see the importance of annual fundraising and of scholarship dollars all together.
Yeah.
So I know Ellie tells me that you have some very significant plans that you'd like to do after you're done with your time at the foundation. You just want to talk about those a little bit?
Yeah, so this summer, one of the reasons we're getting you guys on so early is because next summer I'm going to be moving to California to go to Bible school out there. And it can be anywhere from 1 year to 3 year program, so we'll see how it goes. But I'm just excited to go somewhere new and experience something different. Like I said, I grew up, I guess I'll mention Montana for the second time. I grew up in Montana, moved to Wyoming, and then moved to North Dakota. I've actually spent more time in North Dakota than Wyoming, so I'm kind of excited to get out of the Midwest a little bit. I love the Midwest. I love all three of the places that I've lived, but California's calling my name, and I'm excited for what's going to come after Bible school, but more importantly, I mean, what's going to happen during Bible school.
That is very cool.
And I mean, we understand that you've had some pretty big people that have helped you throughout this process, and even trying to find going to Bible school as your calling this summer. Can you tell us a little bit about those relationships you've made throughout your time here?
Yeah, I can honestly thank DSU for them and quite honestly, Tyler Dewin he's like one of my great friends. He's become my mentor over the past 5 years. I met him on my recruiting trip to DSU, and he kind of shared his life story with me, and I was like, whoa. And looking back, I can see that he was one of the main reasons I came to DSU, but I didn't know it at the time that he was kind of the reason that was pulling me in. I thought it was football or the education program because I was going to be a teacher. But yeah, I think Tyler's one of the main reasons I came. Him and his wife and their family have really kind of brought me in and embraced me as one of their own. And countless friends have influenced me as well. But yeah, I would say Tyler's probably, and he's the sponsor of Hawk Talk.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Sponsored by Movable Ministries.
Yeah, sponsored by Movable Ministries.
Yeah, and it's been really, really cool to see you grow into this role, and we just know you're gonna do some amazing things. Yeah, it's exciting. But you also help with the Illuminate conference. You actually put it on, correct? You're the one
Oh, yeah.
that.
Yeah.
What do you want to see with that conference coming? I mean, once you kind of leave, would you like to come back and maybe run it, or are you going to kind of pass the torch on to someone else?
Yeah, so the Illuminate Conference, that's a young adult Christian conference we put on in the spring. This will be the 4th year that we do it, and honestly, it started out of nothing. I didn't know anything. I didn't know how to set up a conference, didn't know how to run one, so we were really just doing it out of what I'd seen from other conferences,
Yeah.
I guess, but I didn't know the behind the scenes stuff. So the first 2 years were basically, we're just going to do this and we're going to figure out along the way. And then this past year, I really felt like I knew some things, so I was trying to teach the other people along the way and maybe pass the torch like you
Yeah.
talked about. But going into this 4th year, I can kind of sense that it might be the last one.
Okay.
It might be the last. I hope it's not, but it could be.
Okay.
I'm preparing as if it isn't, or as if it is the last one, but I would love to see anyone who wants to take on the conference and wants to. I mean, it's a lot of hard work,
Yeah.
but anyone who wants to bring it in, it's very rewarding, and you get to see so many lives change because of it, and so many people really come to know their identity and come to know what God says about them and who God says they are.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's time for the Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, which is just really Christmas trivia.
Yeah, I noticed
ready?
that was
Ready?
Susanna. That was you gave her some
Oh,
tough.
you were actually on the parking lot. You made
I
it back
ran
for
up
that?
the stairs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just for
I,
that.
I knew she was
Okay.
coming up, so I ran up the
Okay.
stairs. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
I caught the very
So
end of it.
it's a little weird kind of being on this side trying to answer the questions. Do you feel a little weird about
I feel
that?
really weird. Can I get a drink of water?
Absolutely.
nervous?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
like Susanna said, I was like, I'm really nervous. For
So
that.
as you know, I read the question, then Ellie will start the time. You have 1 minute. You ready?
Yeah, yes.
All right.
Are you gonna give me a hint on any of these, or?
Maybe. Depends if you struggle a little bit.
Okay.
All right. Why were candy canes invented? To decorate Christmas trees, to hold stockings, to stir coffee, or for bored kids at church?
To decorate Christmas trees.
It's for bored kids at church.
What?
In the TV special Santa Claus is Coming to Town from 1970, what vegetable made reindeer fly? Carrots, corn, lettuce, or beans?
Corn.
Yes, corn. That is correct. Which Beatle wrote Happy Christmas, War is Over? Ringo Starr, Paul McCartney, John Lennon, or George Harrison?
John Lennon.
That is correct. Which color is Santa's belt? Black, red, gold, or green?
Black.
Correct. If you were to add all the gifts from the 12 days of Christmas, how many presents were given out? 12, 78, 364, or 365?
Is it in the 300? I don't want to add that. 364.
Yes, that is
Yes.
correct. Great job, Seth. Which U.S. president outlawed Christmas trees in the White House? Washington, Kennedy, Clinton, or Teddy Roosevelt? Think of the national park we have right
Is
by
it Teddy?
That is correct.
Yeah, okay. That's kind of didn't want them
In
chopping
what-
down the trees.
In which year was Christmas declared a national holiday? 1776, 1870, 1920, or 2019?
1920.
That is incorrect. It's 1870.
Wow.
What did Clark Griswold receive instead of a Christmas bonus in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation? A 1-year membership to the Jelly of the Month Club, a cereal box wristwatch?
Yes.
Jelly of the Month Club?
Yes.
That's correct. What is Susanna's favorite Christmas movie? Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Home Alone, The Santa Claus, or How the Grinch Stole Christmas?
Is it? I don't know if it's the Grinch. What were the options again? Sorry.
Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Home Alone, The Santa Claus, or How the Grinch Stole Christmas?
How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
That is incorrect. It's The Santa
The
Claus.
Santa. I was gonna say that too.
What is Susanna's favorite Christmas song? Remember, you have 2 chances at this. Blue Christmas by Elvis Presley, Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney and Wings, Little Saint Nick by the Beach Boys, or Last Christmas by Wham?
I thought you might put a Carrie Underwood song on here.
No.
That's her. Oh boy. So I get 2 chances.
You
at
get
this.
2.
What was the first one?
Blue Christmas by Elvis Presley.
No. Last Christmas by Wham. I
That
think.
is correct. And also,
Yes.
Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney and Wings was also correct.
Okay.
Congratulations, Seth. How many did you get right?
He only missed 3.
Well, that's 7.
I missed 3.
Yeah.
That's 7. That's a
missed 3.
70% right
I
there.
was keeping tallies on my fingers.
Okay. Fine. I'll believe you.
Yeah. I think you had some more help from Coulter than Susanna.
I don't think so.
Just throw that
I
out
don't think
there.
so.
So.
Yeah,
no,
you
that
don't
was
think
easy.
so?
I think you're wrong on that.
Susanna said I wasn't gonna guess her favorite Christmas song.
Well, you did.
I got it.
You did.
Yes. Proud of myself.
Okay, bringing you back in, switching gears again. You have been the host of Hawk Talk for the last 2.5 years. I mean, that is a good chunk of time. That's half of your time here at Dickinson.
Yeah.
That's something to think about, right? So you have seen so much over the last 2.5 years. Do you have a certain career moment or memory that sticks out of all of it?
Oh man, I don't know. I think one of the first times I got to come on the show, I wasn't actually on for Hawk Talk. We were on for like a phone-a-thon or something like that, and Parker and Nate brought me on just kind of on the whim, and it was really cool to get to experience being in the studio, being behind the camera, and I think that really opened my eyes to it and kind of got me excited for it. And then all of a sudden, a year later, Parker asked me to join as a host, and I think that was, I don't know, that was really cool, really an honoring moment for me, just to be recognized and have Parker think that I could actually do it. I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
But along the way, I don't know, some of my favorite ones are talking with coaches. You know, they always bring such a cool perspective, and I think you get so, especially the football coaches, I get so familiar with them on the field that it's different when you're talking with them behind the studio. And so, like, talking with Coach Stanton, it was always fun because you get a different aspect of his personality or of his career.
Right.
Coach Whitcop, you know, he likes to talk, and so we get to hear quite a few stories as we
Yeah.
you know saw this year. But yeah, I like Susanna said, I like getting to hear the behind, more than being an athlete, who they are as a person and what they're doing in their career, what they want to do after, whether it is pursue professional athletics or just become, not just, but become a nurse or become a teacher or become an accountant or something. All the things that I couldn't do. But it's really cool. And like Susanna said, I think getting to be a part of Blue Hawk Game Day was really cool.
Starting that up.
And starting that
Yeah.
up was something I'll always remember. And that first episode was probably the coolest moment I've ever
Yeah.
had at DSU. So
It was
that
awesome.
That was really fun.
Yeah.
So now is the time for the staple question of Hawk Talk, the one that everybody knows, the one that everybody gives the same but great answers. What does DSU mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everyone when they say it almost every week. DSU is a family. It really is. I think throughout my senior year, especially in football, I kind of came to the realization that some of the best things that I ever have done are as a result of DSU in the Dickinson community, the North Dakota community. So I'm just thankful for everything that DSU has done for me, and I think there's families within the overall family of DSU, and whether those families are athletics or your certain degree that you're going into or just a different club that you're involved in, all those small families that you can rely on a day-to-day basis make up that overall family. And that overall family, I mean, they're going to have your back. That they're always going to be there for you, whether it's your professor who's getting on your case because you're not getting the degree or not getting the what do you call it, the grade that yeah, great. I've been out so long that I don't even know what it's called. But you're not getting the grade that they know that you can get, or if it's your coach, getting on you, or if it's a friend who's encouraging you. There's all aspects of a family, and sometimes family, they argue with each other. Sometimes family gets upset with each other, but a family always knows that they can trust each other. They can always come back to each other, and that's what I like the most. I'm again forever grateful for DSU and all that it's done for me.
That's awesome. Well, now it's your time to say thank you, whoever you want. You got this camera, you got this camera. You say whatever comes to your heart, and I might cry.
Yeah. I wish I would have prepared a little speech for this. I'm just kidding. I just want to thank everyone within all my professors, all of the people who have been involved in my growing up at DSU. I feel like over the past 2.5 years, I've actually got to watch myself grow up. Watching the Hawk Talk episodes over the years, but since my freshman year, I've grown up so much, and it's been, I'm thankful and I'm blessed to have all the people in my life, whether it was, the professors from my freshman year who are just, trying to get you ready for college, and then the professors your senior year who are really trying to get you ready for outside of college. Everything in between, there's been so many people, but I do have to thank Ty Orton for giving me the opportunity to do this, and Parker for giving me the opportunity. But Ty really is the one who gave me this job as the annual fundraiser, so I'm excited and thankful for that, and the foundation board. I want to thank Nate and Parker both for starting this, because we wouldn't be here if they didn't have the vision and the dream for it. And I think that's one of the coolest things ever, is to get to see that 6 years ago they just kind of came up with this idea, and here we are now. You guys are taking it on, and it's going to keep going for 6 more years and then beyond. And I think that's something cool that DSU, and I don't think any other school really gives you the opportunity to do this. I don't think many places, whether it's a big school or a small school, give you the opportunity to do this. I want to thank Consolidated for always being so generous with us and being so flexible with us. Ron over here is just, he's so great, and he's always right there on top of things for us, and kind of giving us new aspects, new things to work on for Hawk Talk, and so we're thankful for that. I don't know who else to thank. I think, everyone at DSU, whoever, I mean, there's too many people to thank, but any person I've come in contact with has really influenced my life here at DSU, and I'm, again, forever grateful for that.
Yeah. Well, we just wanted to say thank you again, Seth. You have really made an impact on DSU, the community, everywhere you go. I think that you and Susanna both are just, you're going to be missed here at Hawk Talk, and you guys have really taught us a lot. So,
Gonna tear up a little bit.
We're excited to see where you guys take it. I know you guys are going to do a fantastic job, and we're just looking forward to it.
Yeah, but thank you again for letting us interview you.
Thank you.
It was great seeing you in this spot, kind of, actually.
I'm nervous.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. We'll be back with the recap right after this.
All right, well, welcome back. Now it's time for a little bit of a recap. We got everybody on. So, men's basketball, they had played this game this last week. They went 2-2 over the weekend. We had Montel Carlo. He had so many points. He was the highest. so many points.
So many.
So many points. I mean, he was the leading scorer for both games. Who'd they play?
Played Yellowstone Christian and Valley City. First
Valley
conference
City.
game.
Yes.
Played Valley.
Yes, home opener as well.
Yeah, they kind of put they really beat
Yeah.
Valley pretty well, which was nice. I think we came in ranked number 1, and Valley came in ranked number 2 of the season, so that was a good.
And they won by a lot. It was 20, right?
50 points. Yeah, 20.
20.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like 50, though.
Felt like 50. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was kind of good to see. I mean, they've been having some hard D2 matchups. I mean, like, they've been playing great teams, and they've been losing by like 3 or 5. And so I think that it's
Good to get some
Yeah.
wins, right?
Yeah.
You know that. It's good.
I've always said that, Seth. I've always said that.
yeah, and especially coming into conference too, winning that first conference game was good to see.
Good. Started out on top.
Yeah, yeah.
There was women's basketball, wasn't there?
There
Yes,
was.
There
They
was.
played Yellowstone and Valley as well.
Yep.
And they played Rocky too.
Yep, they played Rocky last week.
Last week of Thanksgiving week, they lost to Rocky, lost to Valley, but they beat Yellowstone, correct?
Yep.
Another blowout win for the Blue Hawks there. That's good.
Yeah.
Good to see that. And the Valley game was pretty close. I saw the second half of it, and I know that. I mean, the Blue Hawks. I mean, they're always in. Can't
Yeah.
count the Blue Hawks out.
Yeah, and
As
they.
you always say.
I always say.
Again, as you always
I was talking with Abby Johnson, and she said, we were ranked last in the women's, but Valley was ranked 3rd. So, I mean, just kind of see that matchup, I think is a little bit better to see the Blue Hawks kind of learn from this mistake and just grow from it.
Yeah.
I think. Is the women's team going to play anywhere this weekend?
Yes, they go and they play MSUB this weekend in Billings. Yep.
D2 matchup will be good for them.
Yeah.
Traveling to Rocky or traveling to Billings will be
Yeah.
a challenge, but it'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
See how they
Fun.
did.
Yep. And then the men played Jamestown.
They played Jamestown. We don't know the exact score of that game, but you can always check it out on dsubluehawks.com.
But I think it was they lost there, but they fought hard, is what I heard. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it was good. And for wrestling, the boys went to Great Falls last week. Yep.
Wrestling started. I forgot
Yeah,
about
wrestling.
it.
Yes.
I didn't forget about
Finally,
it.
they opened it up. They're kind of getting ready to go here, so it was good to see. Gresh Jones finished first there. I mean,
No surprise.
Yeah.
Not surprised.
No.
Came out
Yeah.
of the gate ranked number 1 in the nation. so,
Exactly.
I mean,
yeah, ooh, that gave me goosebumps. I was excited. Ooh, ooh.
And then Payson and Zach Myers, they play second in their division. I know Zach, he's a heavyweight. I'm not 100% sure on what Payson's wrestling right now, but
I think it was 198.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or 797. One of those two. But the pounds matter there, so.
And Jamie Mullins
There's difference.
Jamie Mullins, he plays third, and Jacob Berg, he also plays fourth.
Yeah.
I talked to Coach Select and he said Friday was a little tough. I think they had like 3 duels or something like that all day Friday, and then they had a tournament Saturday. So Friday was a little tough, but coming back on Saturday and being able to recover from wrestling so much on Friday, and then like we said, we got a couple guys in the top 5 is really impressive.
Right.
So we're excited for that.
Yeah.
And then kind of shifting back a little bit of football. I know football's over, but we had Derek Vanderbosch and Kevin Brown. They made All-American. Derek got a first team, and Kevin got a second team, which is unbelievable.
That's unbelievable. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
So
I think
exciting.
3rd year in a row that we've had a defensive back who's a first team All-American.
So can we say that Coach Stan is the GOAT of coaching defensive backs?
I think
Say it,
we
yeah.
probably could say that.
Yeah.
A bold statement made
Bold
Yeah.
statement.
right here.
Right here. We'll
Very well earned for both of those seniors too, I think, and
excited.
they were great leaders on the team as well. So.
Yes, there's nobody better that could have led the team, so this is awesome.
A couple captains, yeah. Good guys out there.
Now
We
it's
want to talk
time.
about
Yule
Yule time,
time.
correct?
Yes.
Yule time is happening this weekend. We do have an online auction going right now. If you haven't signed up, I've got something for you to do. I want you to sign up. You got to text the number 7923, or you got to text DSU Hawks. I screwed that all up. Sorry, Susan.
It's okay. Start from the top.
Text DSU Hawks, that's DSUHAWKS, to 79230. That'll get you registered for the online auction. We've got so many things on there. What do we have?
Yeah, so we have, right now there's 70 items on the auction. I think
wow.
there's 5 more items that'll be uploaded by the end of today. So
Yeah.
we're getting to about 75 items online. We've got a mini fridge that's wrapped with pictures of the 5
the
times
best thing ever. 5-time
North Star Athletic Association champions.
That's awesome.
We've got a signed Blue Hawk helmet. We've got wine baskets. We've got beer baskets. We've got baskets for your kids. We've got sports baskets. We've got
We've got
Baskets
cleaning.
We've got
cleaning
baskets.
baskets. We literally have so
We
much
just
stuff.
have baskets.
So it is the perfect time to get on there, do your Christmas shopping from the comfort of your own home,
Right.
get something for everyone, and support a really great cause. So
Yep.
sign up for that
Sign
online
up
auction.
today.
All right, so
And last thing,
One more
we
thing.
had
One more
Rachel
thing.
Solberg on the show last week. We are excited to announce that she has been chosen for the fall commencement speaker
Yeah.
coming up a week from Saturday, right?
Friday.
Friday.
Yes.
Friday, a
Right.
week from Friday. So she'll be speaking at that. And also, her play is coming up this weekend, the Thursday, I was going to say the 12th and Thursday at the same time. So Thursday the 12th, and then the 13th and 14th, those shows are at 7:30 p.m. And on Sunday the 15th, that show is at 2:30 p.m. So,
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 7:30.
and then Tuesday or Sunday.
Sunday is at 2:30.
At 2:30, exactly. And you can go online and purchase those tickets, or you can call the Fine and Performing Arts department, and they'll get you set up with those tickets as well. But it's going to be a good show. I saw a video
Yeah,
clip
excited.
on the DSU Instagram page. They posted a little sneak peek, so everyone should go check it out.
Ooh.
That's exciting.
all right, so Seth and Susanna, I just kind of want to read something for you.
Oh gosh.
In Seth's commencement speech, in your commencement speech last spring, you brought up how Nathaniel and Parker were crazy and brave enough to believe in you guys for Hawk Talk. We want to thank both you, Seth and Susanna, for being both crazy and brave enough to trust us, pass on the torch to both Ellie and I. We wanted to thank you for this opportunity and try to follow in your big footsteps.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys.
Jeez.
Here
Yeah.
it comes. It's
Holy cow.
happening.
Yeah.
I told you it was going to
Yeah.
happen.
So again, thank you very much. I mean, next year we're gonna try and bring some new and exciting stuff. Both Ellie and I are super excited to be the new co-hosts. So I think
We're
we're
excited. We are excited for you guys. Wow.
But thank you guys again. You guys definitely have left a legacy for the community of Dickinson as well as, the university as well. So it's gonna be, you guys are gonna be someone that people
say
need to
goodbye.
start, coming in, start helping out a little bit more. We're gonna have to step up a little bit because you guys have some big shoes to fill. So
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. That means a lot.
Yeah.
yeah.
all right. I think we're all ready to say it.
Ready?
Yeah.
Are we gonna count down?
Countdown. Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Hawks are up.